Hey everybody, Patrick Daly here from rainy Alabama. We're actually getting snow in the north part of the state today. For your daily pour Bourbon Fridays. Unique story today. I was going to do a Clyde Mays, what I thought was an Alabama distilled bourbon, but it's actually distilled in Indiana, and it's Alabama style, and the bottle that I was going to review is one that you can't find anywhere. So I went to the liquor store, since my home is far away, and found something that I absolutely have never had before. It's called Wilderness Trail. It's kind of a craft bourbon that started out about 10 years ago, and it's high on the rye content, but it's a bonded and bond, which, just so most of you know, I've found when I'm looking for a bourbon I've never had and something new, bonded and bond are typically the most consistent, most flavorful bourbons, at least for me personally, because they've got some of the highest guidelines around them, meaning an oak barrel, it's got to be aged a minimum 4 years, it's got to be the same distillery, it's got to be the same batch, and it's got to be at the same location, which is pretty cool when you think about it. So a lot of consistency in these. It's Danville, Kentucky, where it's done. It's part of Campari Group, which, as most of you, I'm sure everybody knows, Wild Turkey, which is also a very fun one. But also the bond and bonds are always 100 proof. There's no fluctuation. It can't be 99.9. It can't be 100.2. It's got to be 100 proof exactly for it to go here. So let's go ahead and, by the way, the price point on this is about $50 to $60, and that's why. When you hear me say craft bourbon, that typically means the distillery is trying to get more money out of your pocket. So I got to do something else here unique today too. I've never had this, so I'm going to pour a little bit. Neat. Oh boy, it's going to be a fun afternoon at the Daily household. And I'm going to go ahead and try it both ways, because I will tell you, some bourbons I like on the rocks, and some I like neat. So let's go ahead and taste this and see what we come up with. Again, if you're looking for it, just so you know, when you see this, they make 3 bourbons. They've got what I call a high rye, which is this. It's got the black label on it. If this label is more of a lighter yellow, then that means it's a wheated bourbon, which is high on the wheat side. And then if you see the one that's got kind of a green label on it, then that means it's basically a straight rye, or what they would call a rye whiskey, not a rye bourbon. So let's try this neat first and see where we go. See, I tell you what, I see why these guys have grown in 10 years. That's got a beautiful start. The finish is totally different, and it's got just a nice little tiny bite as it goes down your throat. Absolutely love this neat, which tells you that it's probably a very nice bourbon, at least from my perspective. Now let's try it with a little bit of ice on it. Okay, everything's good on the rocks, man. It kind of smooths it all out, right? Anyway, one last shot here. I think you can get this a lot of places. It's got a kind of a cool bottle, but I definitely have never heard of this or anything until I found it today, but I can say that I would recommend. And this is extremely enjoyable bourbon. So have a great week, and we'll see you next Friday. Have a great day. Thanks.